All right, welcome back. It is springtime, so time for the birds to come back. So let's build a birdhouse like this. So this birdhouse goes on, you can put it on the side of a tree, maybe on the side of a fence. It's gonna be built out of a fence picket, just like this. Go down to your big box store, get yourself a cedar one. Don't get a treated one. We're just going to use this one right here. Just went and picked this up today. Quick note, they store these outside. Let them dry out a little bit. I picked this up today at the store, and some were wet, some were dry. That one was dry. The rest of them were really wet. So they're drying out. But this is made from... well, some of this was a test run. This is not my design. I'd seen this, like I said, online, and I know there's some plans out there for them, but it's kind of cut and dry. So yeah, it's time to get those birds some housing, and I'm gonna make this real quick and simple. And this one I glued together and stapled it, but I'm going to show you how to make it. We're going to put some screws in it so you can take it apart at the end of the season and clean it out. Because what you want to do is really, at the end of the season, you want to clean it out and put it back together. And the next season, you want to hang it back up for another bird to come in. You can get another family in there, raise some more eggs, and voila. So anyway, without further ado, we're going to make it out of cedar. I love cedar. Yes, I sniffed that little cedar. I got cedar everywhere in here. Okay, so let's take our cedar. We'll just call our fence picket. And you know, if you want to use pine, pine is fine. That's okay. I just prefer cedar just because cedar smells good, and it's really kind of durable, I guess. I don't know. Anyhow, but if you go, let's say you got a bunch of 1x6, that's good too. But these fence pickets already 5.5 inches ish, 5.5, you know, by 5 or 6 feet tall, depending on what you get. But you can get 5 feet of this and be plenty. So let's start with our dog-eared end, and you don't have to get one with the dog-ear. Dog-eared is just the end that's cut like this, you know, with the 45 piece cut on it. Okay, so let's start with that end, and we're going to measure down 16 inches. You know, I don't have a pencil. I'm not even gonna pause it. You know what? The magic of YouTube. I'm back. Okay. I'm gonna come down 16 inches, and we're gonna mark. This will be our first cut. This is gonna be the back. Okay. Make a nice straight line here. 16 inches. Okay, so we're going to cut this off, and then our next one, let's go cut this. Let me pause this. I'll be right back. And just like that, bam, it's cut. Okay, so 16 inches, that's going to be the back. So we'll set that right here. It's like taking the camera over and setting it in front of the miter saw. For one cut. So we're going to go ahead and cut this piece right here, and then this piece here. So let's measure them both on here. This one here is 8 and I believe 8 1/4, and we're going to give a little extra, 8 1/2. So we're right at 8, and we'll say, I'll just depend, about 8 1/4. So let's give it 8 1/2. Give a little extra room because we're going to have to cut a miter on the end. We want to give a little wiggle room. Just in case. Okay, then this top one here, we're gonna have a little lip on it, so instead of 9 inches, we're gonna give it 9 1/2, and that's, I want a little overhang, and we can kind of adjust from there. So so let's start here at 8 1/2 here, and then from this one, and let's go down 9 1/2 inches. Okay. Okay, and I've already got a line kind of started here on that one from earlier. Okay. So, all right. I'm going to go cut these, and I'm going to get the miter saw set up, and we'll get cutting. Okay, all right, here we go. let's pause this and I'll meet you over there. Okay, so here we are at the miter saw down here. We're going to cut this one first. So this is the shorter one at 8.5 inches. That's the 9.5, and we're going to cut this one off first. Okay, we're just going to cut it straight off. So let's start with this. And there's a reason why we're going to cut these two pieces off. Now I realize you guys can't see my two pieces down here. That's just the way this is set up. So okay, we'll save this, okay? This is our shorter one and our longer one. Let's hold off onto this for a minute, okay? We're gonna work on the sides of this birdhouse. You notice they're triangle shaped. They're 45 degrees, and then you've got the longer end, which is about, I don't know, 10 3/4 inch long or so on the other side. So we're going to set this at 45 degrees for that side. Now what I did in the past was I had taken and made myself kind of a stop block. You know what? I did mine from the other side. Let's flip this around because the camera's over this way. So, okay. So this is wide open. I'm going to feed from this side, okay? We are at 45. Okay. So I have a stopper right here. Set this up. I'm going to push it in. And first thing I'm going to do is make sure that this is down good and tight. I don't want this to go anywhere. Okay? And I'm going to set this up as my stop block. So let's do that real quick. Okay. So this is where my stopper needs to be. Start off by taking your miter saw and set it to 45 the other way. Okay, this is going to make sense. Okay, we're going to cut this triangle piece off. Okay, so here we are. We're going to hold it tight. We're going to cut this off. This extra piece. We don't need this. Save it. Could be good for something. In fact, I might have a project for you guys later. Let's set that aside. Now, take that back. Oh, clean your stuff once in a while. It starts to stick with sawdust. So now that we flip this over, okay, we can slide this up against here. Why did I slide that back? We don't want to slide it back. That was for setup. Hold on. Don't slide it back. Okay. So your stop block is set here. The rest of your cuts are going to be here. So now we're going to cut this again like okay, so there's one of our sides, just like that. We can keep going with another one just by flipping it over, sliding it up. Make sure it's down, okay? And I'm gonna give a little support here. There we go. Let's do it again. Okay, now, all right, so there we have it. These guys match. All right. Now you guys are good. Save this. You can make more birdhouses. Now, short side, long side. Okay. And I'm going to okay, off camera, I put a 45-degree mark right here. I just struck it right there, so it'll kind of line up right here. So I'm going to set this here to line up with my blade. Okay? And I'm going to cut this at 45 degrees right here. I'm going to cut that down. Okay? Then we'll have our short side and our long side, and then we can put this on our birdhouse. Okay? Okay. And there we have it. Okay. Well, let's go back over here to the other bench and I'll show you how this starts to go together, okay? Okay, we're back over here. So this is our back, okay? And it's a little bowed. I think once we cut it, you know, fence pickets kind of do that, but this is still going to work just fine. And this is our top right here. This is our bottom. And these are our sides, okay? So in a nutshell, these will go on here. Okay. And this one being the bottom, that 45-degree angle. The bottom should line up right there. Okay. And this one right there. Okay. And I like that little overhang right there. So the next step is to glue it and screw it. So, all right, let me go get some glue and some nails and some screws and we'll get it put together. Okay, here we go. Now, I think the best way to approach this one is going to be to put the sides and this piece, be the small piece, on first. So, because I believe this is going to help us line everything up. So we'll start kind of figuring out how we want to do it to make sure everything's good. Okay, let's get some glue. So I'm just going to put a bit of glue. You know, you open it, makes a world of difference. Okay, so back to what we're doing. Let's leave this side down. You know what? I want to go this side down. And it's not furniture. So, to be honest with you, we don't gotta spread it all out real nice and fancy like. So I'm going to make sure that everything lines up here the way I need it. And we're just going to put a couple staples in it just to hold it. Perfect. Okay. There's that side. And see, yes, that one should fit very nice. Okay, so let's do this other one. Yes. Always double check. Yes. Okay. Oh my word. Okay. So let's just slide this up into spot right here. Make sure it's good and tight. Okay. And that one went out just a smidge anyway, because we're all human. So, anyways, and we can fix that. So we've got those in spot. And I'm already starting to glue it down. Oh, I nailed it down. Okay, so here we go. Now, I want this to be just a little bit up from the bottom. Okay, so let me go ahead and glue this into spot. So look at that, went right through the bottom right there. So let me go ahead and snip that off. Okay, so if you get one that sticks out off the bottom, no worries, just snip it off. Okay, so a pair of side snips. Go ahead and get some more glue. Right here, just like so. Okay. Just like that. And you can see I already had one go right through the side. So, and I can take care of that once this has completely set up. So now I'm going to take and first drive one through here, here, and here. Now I can flip it over. Okay, and now I can add a few along the back. Okay, so, and I still had one curl all the way up. So, okay, so I've got one that came through here. You can take your punch, set it back down, and I've actually got a couple that came right through the side, just a little. Okay. Okay. Like I said, we're not building furniture on this one. This is a birdhouse. So now we want to do the top. Now when it comes to birdhouses, we want to make sure we can clean these out. So the top, we're going to screw on. Okay, the one I made as a test one, I just actually just glued it on and then nailed it in. So with the nailer. So, but this one I'm going to go ahead and screw it on. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and let's drill some pilot holes. And let's just do 4 of these. All right, so let's drill a couple pilot holes. Make sure we set it right where we want it. Okay, now I think 2 more ought to do. You could get away with just putting 2 on the top, but I think that over time that could warp or bow, and I think we could put a couple more on the top, and so I brought 4 screws just in case. So let's put a couple more in. Okay. Okay, so there we have, well, we have one major problem. And no, I did not forget, this is where we put the hole in. So give me just a second. We're going to go get a Forstner bit. So it's up to you, and you can determine based on the region that you live in what kind of bird's going to most likely live in your birdhouse. Around here, it seems like 1 1/4 to maybe 1 1/2 inch Forstner bit seems to be about right, what most birdhouses call for out here. So I'm going to grab 1 1/4, and I'm going to put a hole in here. And it's also where you can decide whether you want one here on this side. You hang it that way, or that way, depends on what side the sun's coming in, what post you want to put it on, and what your viewing pleasure is, if you're going to be able to view it from a window or not. So let me pause this and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm not going to do this on a drill press. You can, and I did my other one on the drill press, but you can actually just do it right here, and it doesn't really matter where you put it. You don't want to put it down in the bottom, obviously, but just put it somewhere around in here. And if you want to put a little peg on there for the birds to land on and walk in, from what I understand, that's actually not really necessary for birdhouses. They're kind of cute if that's what you want, but really, birds actually, with their claws, they will just grab right onto the wood itself. So if you sand this down, that might make it a little bit more difficult. On this other one that I made, I actually took the end of the chisel and just kind of scored it a little bit, just so they can have something to grab onto. And I'm going to hang that one and this one here. And I think with that one, I'm going to put the hole on the other side here. So let's put it, there's not really a wrong way of doing this, but I do want to get a little beef in there. There we go. That's wet wood. That wood's a little wet. Okay. Watch fingers. Well, okay, like I said, it's not furniture, it's a birdhouse. But there we have it. I'll take a little sand paper on that and finish it up. That'll be good to go. But this is going to be a great project. So grab the kids, the grandkids, the neighbor kids, kid down the street, kid at Walmart, I don't care, and build a birdhouse. It's fun, and the birds will thank you for it. So once again, thanks for joining me. And hey, if you got some birdhouses of your own that you're building, fence pickets, there's a bunch of designs for fence picket birdhouses. I can build a bunch of different ones. I've only seen this once, and I can't remember where I saw it, so I just thought I'd give it a shot. And hey, it was easy, and even I did it, which means that you can do it too. So okay, put your birdhouse designs in the comments, especially your Facebooks, your fence picket ones on there. So, and then we'll just post it all over Facebook, like, these are what we're doing. So anyway, but yeah, let's see what you got. All right, thanks. Bye. Everybody's going to the party, have a real